Okay, we'll move on to item number 4.
Any other things on that?
Excuse me, was there anything else, any other citizens that wanted to address the council at this time? I think the rest of you are on the agenda, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overlook you. Then we'll move on to item 4, license and permits. A is the renewal of Crutchens Haymarket LLC, DBA Sac County Cattle Company, Class C liquor license and Sunday sales. Anything to say about that? Okay. Could I have a motion for a renewal?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Brennan,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Hanson, Johnson,
Yes.
Muska.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 5, miscellaneous. A, we have Lori Gilbert here tonight to address our council regarding the housing grant that we received. Lori?
Yes.
Thank you
Good
for
evening.
being here. We
And
appreciate it very
thank you.
much.
Congratulations, and it's nice meeting you, Adam. I brought a couple things. One, is it on the agenda for the administrative contract and the technical assistance contract? Is that something you can move on? If not, I can pass it out, explain it, and you can move on it next time.
It is not.
It is not on our agenda.
Well, how about if I explain it,
That's
and
what
then
we're
you
hoping
guys,
for.
you can pass it next time?
That would be just great.
Okay.
I think that's what we thought. We were going to get an explanation,
Okay.
understanding of what's going
The
to go on.
first two are the originals to be signed, and I hopefully made enough copies. Basically, what I'm passing out is, one is the general administration contract. This is the originals, these are. And the other packet I am passing out is the technical services contract. The general administrative contract is, if the city has been involved with the CDBG program before, I believe they have with Region 12. Yes, okay, thank you. Then it's much like, the verbiage in that first contract is much like that, as far as the city signing a contract with Region 12 to ensure that all of the state and federal regulations are met. Because of the situation with the city and the COGS, that is something we do not have to go out for a proposal. The city can just agree, which they did when we wrote the application, that Region 12 would do the administration. So we will make sure that all the reports are done, everything is done in a timely manner, and again, that all state and federal regulations are met. And that includes lobbying, participation, citizen participation, and everything else that's spelled out in that contract. That lump sum is for $15,000. The other contract that was sent out was actually a contract. This is a little bit new technique, the way the state is doing it, but it's for the technical services. Now that will cover the marketing, the application intake, the income verification of the participants in the program, the inspections of the homes, writing of the inspections or bids, packets, sending them out to bid, doing the monitoring for the projects as they are going through, getting completed, working with the contractors, basically from A to Z to get the actual work completed. The city went out for a request for proposal before the application was submitted. So actually the city has received the proposals. We did a publication. This was probably done in October or early November, but we did a request for proposals, and the city received them, and Region 12 was the only one that responded to it. So that contract for the request for proposals, that's what that is for as a result of that RFP. And I think the city has already approved that back, but you can check that, and we can just wait until when you see fit to sign it. Any questions on those?
I've got a question on the condition of payment on the one with the T behind it.
Technical services.
Yeah, if you look at, explain Article 6.0. Wait.
Article 6.0 is a twofold. That's for the technical and the lead-based paint. The technical is a fee, an average of not to exceed for 10 projects, $25,000, but it would be $2,500 per project to do all of those services that I mentioned before. There's also an additional $1,000 in the budget that was also in the RFP, and that is to do the lead-based paint issues, which means that there's 2 of us that are state-certified lead-based paint inspectors. But when we go through and do these projects with state and federal funds, what our goal is one, to, if we disturb the paint, to ensure that the contractors are doing it in a safe manner, and 2, by when the project is done, that the house is considered lead safe. It's hardly impossible to get lead-based paint totally abated for a reasonable cost, but we will ensure that the work is done safely and the house is in a safe manner. So as what this will mean is that those fees, as hours charged, will be billed to the city. Now, part of that is the total budget of the program is, I believe, $349,999 for the grant, and the city has committed to a match of $30,000, I believe. Anyway, part of that $30,000 is the way Jason wrote it. There is the $15,000 administration fee, and the technical fees will be paid from a combination of the city match and the program, the grant funded, that was all built into the budget as the application was submitted back in November. Did that answer your question?
How is the selection of 10 properties done?
I will just get to that.
Okay.
Good.
If you have any questions about the,
So the cost would be $15,000 for one thing, plus another $25,000.
$25,000 for the technical services, and then there's $1,000 for the lead-based paint.
So 35 for one contract and 15 for the
Yes.
other. Which in my math says $50,000, but that $30,000 pays for that?
Part of that, yes, as well as part of the grant is budgeted to
How
pay
much
to
of
put
the
it
part?
in.
I mean, are we looking at half or fourth or?
Excuse me, the $30,000, well, if you add the 2 together, I didn't bring, do you have a copy of the application that shows where the,
It's in the red folder.
Well, we can.
but it's broke down into it, but the city's match is usually designated for technical services or general administration.
Okay.
And that's just so to prevent somebody thinking that the city's paying cash match to do somebody's roof. It's the grant that's paying for the roof. It's the grant that's paying for the replacement of the windows. Part of the city's match is paying for part of the technical services and general administration.
But $50,000 needs to be either to the grant or to the city.
Yes. And we're actually one of the cheapest in the state. I found that out the last 2 years, and I still... Our administration, just as an FYI, our administration fee, I think what is approved is up to 10% of the total grant application, and I only write in 4.5%. And what you see as the $35,000 for technical fees or it's actually $3,500 for technical fees and lead-based paint, inspection services. I have found out that we are probably $1,000 to $1,500 less than some of our other colleagues across the state.
To answer your question, just real quick, thumbing through here, the general administration is budgeted at $15,000 and is included in the grant request.